Welcome to the channel and an episode of The More You Do, the Bigger the Mess. It seems like it's been a little bit since we were able to get a video done. The boys got a few more days in, and we definitely got some more stuff done. The frame is still sitting there, the body is still sitting there, and we got focused on getting a few other jobs done. It's a really busy time of the year right now for me for daytime work, so it's a little harder to get these videos made, as well as we have some family in from out of town this week. So we sort of put the big stuff on hold and focused on getting some of the other jobs done that we have to do for completing the car. We've decided that the seats are going to Oregon to a company called SMS Interiors, and they have such a waiting list for getting the stuff done that they told us that we wouldn't even see the door panels and that back for possibly up to a year. So we have made the commitment to them to do the job. They have original fabric from '63 still that they can redo the seats and all the interior panels with, and so we got focused on that. I was hoping to get that kind of show you. There's a few cool things. I'm going to delay that for another video because it started pouring rain out here, and all the seat cushions and framework and everything is all in the shed in the back right now because we started to get organized. We got parts everywhere, and it's just 1 minute we got everything nice and neat around here, then we get to work again. Next minute we've got a big giant mess again. And speaking of family, I want to say, hey Ma, I hope you're feeling better. So we have to go through pieces individually, and I'm going to show you a couple of them. We finally got the first group of parts back from Niagara Plating. We sent parts for replating over to New York to Niagara Plating, and some of the parts were in pretty tough shape. I'll show you them again on the car so you can kind of be reminded. And the other thing I'll be showing you is that a lot of the parts on the car are actually stainless steel. And one of our concerns when we first started going and new parts had to be refinished was how well they were going to actually made up between replated and stainless. Of course, Mitch has been going at all these stainless parts, and I mean, they look great. The parts he's already polished and everything, but when you see them up against the newly plated parts, it's actually pretty impressive how they're going to match up when everything goes back on the car. So I'm going to flip it here so you can kind of see what we did. We set up a little table here so we could disassemble some of these little parts, because as we've been going through these parts, we have to actually have a look at them to see if they're stainless or if they're cast aluminum. Actually, a lot of them are. So like these are for the visors, which we took apart. These are the shafts for the visors where they rotate, and there's actually the visors sitting there. But these ones have to be replated because you can see there's corrosion on this end. But the other end, after it slipped out, we realized that all we actually need to do is flip them, and then the good side will be facing outward. So these we're not going to be sending out. Pieces like the door handles, though, you can see that's in pretty tough shape. And I just got to talk to Mike and find out what we do about this, because this is a moving part, and I'm not convinced that can be all replated as one unit. These are the clasps for the convertible top. So these go at the top of the windshield. These are the handles that go into there, and then we've separated. There's a hook that locks it in at the base of the windshield on the bracket. The boys had to drill out all the pins because they're like a peened over pin that hold these together. We've discussed how we're going to deal with this, and we believe we can tap the end of these and actually reuse the pins because they have shoulders that keep everything snug. These are the door handles, of course, and these have to be replated because these are a cast, of course. But we break out the auto sol and we check parts to see. So This is actually a piece of stainless steel. This is the button that goes in the door handle, and we're going to be able to polish these up nice and clean. I think the driver's side will require a little bit of sanding work, but of course we got Mitch on board, so that'll come up really nice. The door buttons, we thought these we're going to clean up. Well, they're just short of what we want for the quality we're looking for. So we're going to send these out and get these replated as well. And I believe the ones you can get as replacements are plastic. So this actually has quite a bit of weight to it. This is actually a steel component or a cast piece. Of course, these are the quarter panel emblems. They're in pretty tough shape. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, you can see them pretty good through the bag. So these will also be going out for replating as well. And we have to have a look at these motors. We're going to disassemble a motor and see if we can get it fixed up. There was 3 motors in the car that weren't working. I will take you downstairs because we got some really nice stuff hiding in the basement. And actually, I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to break out one more piece that was kind of an interesting breakthrough for us. So here's the taillights from the car. And of course, these are the taillight bezels that they need to be replated because you can definitely tell that they're not in the greatest of condition. So they'll be going out for plating. We spent a little bit of time trying to figure out how to take these suckers apart. There isn't, when you take it off the car, you unscrew it from the car, there's a nylon ring in the back first, and then there's this large rubber seal that probably keeps it so it doesn't rattle against the body. And the pigtails and the lamp sockets, actually, we weren't sure how they came out looking at it, but we managed to figure out that if we used a 1/2-inch socket, we could actually drive them out of this fixture. So I'm sure some of you have figured this out before, but if you come across it, this is how we managed to do it, and with no damage. And now these pieces are going to be ready to go for plating. I'll get you caught up on some of the pieces. So we've taken apart both dashes as well, and unfortunately most of the pieces that need to be replated on the original dash are going to be replaced with the parts from the parts dash we picked up because they were in much better condition. And of course, when we send it over for plating, they have to refurbish the parts before they can cover them in copper and go in for plating. So the more damage that's on them, the more pitting that's on them, requires more of their time. So of course it costs more money. So I'm going to catch up on the dash parts afterwards, but I most definitely would like to show you the new parts that we finally got back. We got back the first 12 pieces that we sent for chrome plating, and it's quite a change. When I show you the contrast between what they were and what they are now, it's pretty impressive. So I got to run to the basement because that's where everything's hiding right now, and I'll get you updated on the parts. So here's the first round of our replated parts that we got back from Niagara Plating. This piece here, I'll try to get a little way, is the inside of the windshield. It wasn't, we thought at first it was stainless steel, but it wasn't. It's actually a kind of a cast piece, I guess, and it required a lot of work. There was a lot of pitting throughout the channel. I'll insert a picture. I don't think I have a video of the original of this one, but that looks real good. And then we have now actually sent out the centerpiece that goes all the way across the windshield in the next group. These are the fender badges. They were a pretty tough shape. You can see it looks a little rough in between the lettering there, but that all has to be repainted in black in all these areas anyways. So we will be filling that in. So far we've found out the best way to actually put the paint in there is actually to use a syringe and build it up as you go so that you don't interfere with the chrome. Of course, we could polish it off afterwards. These pieces were a real big one. We paid a little extra money for these because they spent a lot of time fixing all the pitting and everything. This goes around the back of the convertible window at the back, and like kind of on the trunk top side. Again, I'll insert a little bit of video so you can see what the original condition was. So what they did was they ground it down, and all the pitted spots, they filled them in with solder before they put the copper on the material. And like they came up really nice. We've actually put it up against the stainless, and it looks really good. These also cost us a little money because they had to spend a lot of time. These are the ornaments that go on the top of the trunk area behind the back window, and they were in very poor condition. These parts are pretty rare, so it's not like we can just, you know, call up Part Source and order some new parts. And of course, you know, these, you can see the original part numbers are on all these, but these are going to be more than satisfactory to put back on the car. They've got to be cleaned up and such. There's a little bit of black residue from polishing still on them, but really good looking pieces. This is the headlight ring, or headlight bezel, I'm sorry. There's 4 of these, of course. I'll just show you the one. And again, I'll insert the original one so you can see. It was kind of a green color when we sent them off. And again, they just need a little cleanup work and that, but they're looking really good. So that's round 1 of the chrome-plated parts that we have come back now. So they're just being stored down in the basement until we need them, which is, of course, probably almost a year away, I hate to say. So that's where the project is at the moment. Of course, we got a couple big jobs coming up after my family's vacation is over. I kicked my brother out of here. We're going to get on the frame, and then we're going to be setting up a portable garage outside so that we can media blast the body and get that all primed for, or prepped for Freeman. He's finishing up a 64 Comet right now that just had a little bit more work to do, and he's rip-raring to go on the body of this thing. Of course, we have the dashes to deal with still, and all the extra little stuff. We haven't even got around to the wheels because it's not important. We got to get the suspension components all prepped. We did get the parts washer up and running. It was tucked in the corner of the shed. It hasn't been used for a number of years, but now we can clean all the grease off of everything. And as well, we got over here the little sandblaster up and running, so we can get all the little parts done and get them painted and set aside until we need to put everything together. Appreciate everybody watching. It's just a hobby to us to do this. Of course, we got to work full-time jobs so that we can make money to pay for all this stuff, because this is by far not a sponsored channel, that's for sure. So again, we'll talk to you soon.